شركة أساد للسياحة.
شركة أساد للسياحة تقدم لكم أروع الرحلات من أمريكا إلى المغرب
وتونس ومصر والجزائر، ورحلات لأداء مناسك الحج والعمرة.
فنادق فخمة وخدمات مميزة بأفضل الأسعار.
احجز رحلتك الآن عبر زيارة موقعنا الإلكتروني
www.usadtours.com أو الاتصال بالرقم الظاهر على الشاشة
718-729-3295. سافر بأمان مع أساد،
لأن راحتكم تهمنا.
غدا إن شاء الله ستخترق الحدود، غدا إن شاء الله ستنطلق المسيرة، غدا إن شاء الله ستطؤون أرضا من أراضيكم وستلمسون رملا من رمالكم وستقبلون أرضا من وطنكم العزيز.
thank you all for showing up today, showing support to our VS Moroccan Peace March right here and Little Rock, Arkansas. In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful. Dear audience, greetings to everyone on this historic occasion. It is necessary to recall the context of this third Peace March that we organized right here in Little Rock, Arkansas. It is our duty as the organizing committee of this important national event that strengthens the U.S.-Moroccan historic long friendship and peace and supports the territorial integrity of Morocco. To extend our sincere thanks and appreciation to our guests and guests of honor and everyone who contributed to the success of the U.S.-Moroccan Peace March. On December 10th, the U.S. government formally recognized the sovereignty of the Kingdom of Morocco over its entire territory, and the decision was reinforced by opening of a consulate of the United States in Dakhla in January 10, 2021. The United States of America is the strategic partner and historical ally of the Kingdom of Morocco since then. It's over 200 years of peace and friendship since 1777, and Morocco was the first ever country in the world to recognize the freedom of the United States. In 1777, where the Kingdom of Morocco was the first country in the world to formally recognize the independence of the United States of America, and in 1787, the Congress ratified the Treaty of Peace and Friendship between the two countries, and remains an uninterrupted treaty in the history of the United States of America. Finally, honorable attendees, it is necessary to recall as well the historic event that marked a new stage in the framework of realistic and serious solution that would end fabricated conflict of the Moroccan Sahara, which was dated December 2020. When the United States recognized the Moroccan sovereignty over the entire territory and renewed its support for the serious, realistic, and credible solution to the dispute of the Moroccan Western Sahara, and will fully also support the efforts of Moroccan diplomacy and the leadership of His Majesty King Mohammed VI. And we extend our gratitude to the United States of America and all the countries around the world who supported and still support Morocco in the cause of its territorial integrity. Thank you for listening today.
Now we will proceed with our next guest of honor. Frank Scott.
As mayor of this great city, it is indeed an honor to be yet again in ICLR, a jewel in this community and in the city that brings us all together. And that's the reason why we're here today. We're here to represent friendships, peace, and an unbreakable bond. Whether it was 1777 when Sultan Muhammad III recognized the independence of these United States, from July 4, 1776, when our founders decided to start anew in this great nation of America. And this great nation of Morocco saw fit that they recognized us. And whether it was 1777 and then in 1786, when they sat down together to truly write down friends together, this peace and this friendship. And as we fast forward now into 2021, we've seen so many things from Sultan Muhammad III to now King Muhammad VI. We've seen wars, we've seen disasters, we've seen transitions in nations, but nothing has been changed with the relationship and the peace and the bond between Morocco and these United States. And what that represents is what we all represent: faith, hope, and love. Because when you truly have a relationship and a friendship that's unbreakable and stands the test of time through all challenges and opportunities, it takes a lot of faith, a lot of hope, and a lot of love. So on behalf of the city of Little Rock, we salute the Moroccan nation. We say appreciate you because you stood out first in recognizing us as we continue to recognize you and our unbreakable bond together. Thank you, and happy Peace and Friendship Day.
Thank you. How y'all doing there? Man, it's a great day to be up here, ain't it? I took my mask off because the governor of the executive order said that if you're doing a performance, you're allowed to take your mask off. And I can't think of anything more than a performance than a politician talking to a crowd. Thank you so much to the Arkansas Moroccan community, to my good friend Milad, who is interesting. We met each other on the campaign trail there in Pine Bluff. And you can't tell, I got that strong South Arkansas accent. When we met each other, almost immediately we had that kinship, like people we knew each other. And throughout the campaign trail, he reached out to me, we talked to each other, he invited me to his mom. It was a great event. I really enjoyed building that community. And you know, I actually had an experience with Arabic. I took Arabic for a year when I was in the military. I forgot 99% of it. In fact, if you try to say Salam Alaikum with my accent, it doesn't come out that good. But going back to that military experience, you know, that's why I'm here. Because they say, if you've been to war, you always strive for peace. And that's what y'all did today. Y'all strove for that peace and that building that relationship. You know, the mayor, our good friend here mentioned that 1777 y'all recognized us, the first formal kingdom of nation to do that. And many years later, in December, President Trump recognized historical lands and the sovereignty of your nation. More importantly, he opened the normalization of relationship between your community and the Israeli community, one of our longtime allies. And whatever you may think about the politics of that one way or the other, I'm not going to speak on that. Our distinguished guests and many others have so much wealth of knowledge and history of that, I don't want to compete with it. But I'll say this. Building relationships, getting closer together, coming together as a community, whether it's in Arkansas, United States, or across the world, is what's important. See, we might have different heritages, different cultures, different ideas, but being different doesn't mean we're apart. We got that commonality of being humankind, caring about the same kind of things we care about every single day, and how important that is for us to continue to move forward. You know, I'll finish up with this. Peace is always something we should strive for. And if we can come together in ways like this, with different nationalities and backgrounds, look each other in the eye, enjoy some great food. I heard some good couscous back there. I love couscous. But I can say, we can do that in Little Rock, Arkansas. We can do that anywhere across the nation. We can do that anywhere across the world. And my future kid generations will be more peaceful, more prosperity, and better off in the future. But once again, thank y'all so much for the honor to come up here and say a few words, for having me here, and for allowing me to say a few things. And now I'll turn it over to my much better guest speaker. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you so much. Our next guest speaker, her name is Superman, CEO, President of the United.
I have to still short. Good evening, and first of all, thank you so much, Milan. I am humble and honored to have an opportunity to be here. I'm all about inclusion and diversity and learning about all the beautiful culture that's here in Arkansas. So, I'm for one, having immigrant, came here to America at age 6. I didn't speak English. And now I'm communicating to you in English. So just to show you that we have a wonderful, wonderful country we're living in. And I'm proud to be a citizen of this we call the United States of America. And I'm delighted I've learned just today alone about the beautiful, Milan, thank you so much, the culture, the tradition, and just for you to think of us and inviting myself and Judge to be part of this wonderful celebration. And we look forward to partnering and supporting everything that you've done. And first and foremost, I want to express to you my appreciation when we did a youth empowerment. And you were so kind to allow us to utilize your mosque in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. And being a partner for us in Rice for Life, to cook and to inspire and uplift our kids, no matter what color, race, or creed, just let them know that they add value, no matter if they're from another country, but we are here in this beautiful country together. And through us understanding and learning about each other's culture, food, tradition, that's how we can have a better understanding of how all of us add value and that we are beautiful no matter where we come from. And I want to thank you and everyone for having us here, and we look forward to get to know every one of you. And in the future, I am going to be announcing my candidacy that I will be running in the state. And I am going to be running for Governor of Arkansas, which we will announce March 26th, as the first female and the first woman of color. And I'm so proud. I'm a product of this state that helped me to be a successful serial entrepreneur, a corporate professional woman, a mother, and a fellow. I think together we can learn from each other, and through our friendship that we can help each other, that we keep hope alive, and anything and everything is possible through people first and inclusion. So thank you so much for having me.
Thank you very much. It's certainly an honor for me to participate in this program, and just listening to your previous speakers, I recognize that you know how to be equality. When I talked to you about, and you told me about Robert Purvis, who was also a Moroccan American, who freed 9,000 slaves. I knew that was an event that I needed to participate in and show some respect for Mr. Robert Purvis. There is a story that I like to tell about two hunters who were hunting squirrels, and they were in the forest, and when they were in the forest hunting, they ran across a bear, and the bear started chasing them. And they started running from this bear, but the bear was gaining on them. And as the bear gained, one of the guys said, "Look, man, I don't think we can outrun this bear." And the other guy said, "I don't have to outrun the bear. I just have to outrun you." And that's what we are in the game of life. We are running against each other. One of the magic equation, one of the values of an event such as this is that we learn to not necessarily that we can't outrun the bear, but we learn to work together. And what we have to do is work together to get the bear. Because we can't outrun that bear, but in order to get the bear, we got to prepare and make sure we got the right equipment to get the bear. And one of the very basic values that you bring today in celebrating your history and emphasizing peace.
Good afternoon, everyone. Senator Trent Garner, Mayor Frank Scott, Mrs. May Soufa, Judge Mays, distinguished guests, and the Moroccan community here present today. from several states who came to the state of Arkansas to celebrate the unique friendship that binds Morocco and the United States, as well as to celebrate the historic American decision to recognize the sovereignty of Morocco over its Sahara. It is great honor indeed for me to be here amongst you today and speaking to you from Morocco on behalf of millions of Moroccan citizens who also celebrate this breakthrough and friendship. Before I share my thoughts with you, I would like to thank and congratulate the organizers of this great initiative. I also would like to thank my two friends who kindly invited me to this event, Mr. Miloud Bahadi and Mr. Samir Fki. And I'm very also delighted to hear that my friend, Mr. Hassan Samrouni from Washington, DC, also takes part in this event. The long history of friendship between Morocco and the United States, as many of you know, is rooted in shared values that define our nations. As a crossroads countries, we share the values of cherishing our history for more than 250 years. Let me also add, the United States is also a major ally of the Moroccan kingdom, with which it has developed strategic relationship during the past 2 decades under the wise leadership of the King of Morocco, Mohammed VI. The recent US recognition of Morocco's sovereignty over Western Sahara is a major development and a decisive turn. All the successive US administrations have offered their support for an autonomous rule presented by Morocco, viewing it as a solution to the Sahara dispute. This recognition is also a thrilling announcement that represents truly historic milestone in the already strong relationship between the two countries. And here I recall the Moroccan-US Treaty of 1786 and 1836. This decision came at a time political process of this dispute needed new impetus. Historically, in 1884, Spain, a latecomer to the colonial scramble for Africa, seized the Western Sahara. The Moroccan local tribes in this area who lived under the Moroccan Sultan rule since 1060 refused to accept this decolonization. Instead, they decided to choose to engage into a 50-year fight against the colonial power over control of the land. The month of June of 1956 marked the start of Morocco's Liberation Army, and the Moroccan Saharan tribes fought against the Spanish rule to have the Western Sahara integrated within Morocco. In 1963, Morocco decided to put the Western Sahara dispute under the Spanish occupation on the agenda of the United Nations. And a few years later, Morocco and the UN General Assembly, they requested the International Court of Justice to give a consultative opinion regarding certain legal aspects. In mid-October 1975, the International Court of Justice at The Hague declared that there is existing legal ties between the local tribes in Western Sahara and the kings. And this dates back into the 11th century. So by that time, the current King Father Hassan II decided to organize the Green March with the help and the big assistance of the United States. They decided for the Moroccan citizens to go and meet with their sisters and brothers and reintegrate the Moroccan Sahara in 1975. So we had like 350,000 people who participated in the Green March. This move, of course, did not please a neighboring country which protested the move for geopolitical reasons and endorsed a group of youth called the Polisario Front, diplomatically and militarily, and to challenge Morocco's claim for over 45 years. So over the past 2 decades, the United Nations Security Council had consistently called for a political solution that goes in line with the plan of autonomy. The US, again, played an important role in endorsing that plan in the Security Council by consistently supporting Morocco's autonomy. It is no coincidence that a growing number of nations, around 86% of the UN member states, And out of 51 countries at the African Union, 55 countries at the African Union, 44, they endorsed the autonomy plan. All these nations are now conscious of the reality in the regions. More than 85% of the local population of the Sahara, they live in the Western Sahara under the Moroccan sovereignty. They all enjoy the economic and social development. They all vote. They are all members of the political parties, and they also participate in the development of the projects of their regions. Finally, I think that Morocco and the United States believe that resolving this regional conflict will consolidate the common quest for stability, prosperity, and in the regions which extends to Europe and Africa. Again, I would like to thank you for having me being part in this great march, and I wish you all success, and we look forward to having you here in Morocco and enjoy this friendship here in Morocco. So welcome and مرحبا بكم. Thank you again.
شركة أساد للسياحة.
شركة أساد للسياحة تقدم لكم أروع الرحلات من أمريكا إلى المغرب
وتونس ومصر والجزائر، ورحلات لأداء مناسك الحج والعمرة،
فنادق فخمة وخدمات مميزة بأفضل الأسعار.
احجز رحلتك الآن عبر زيارة موقعنا الإلكتروني
www.usadtours.com أو الاتصال بالرقم الظاهر على الشاشة
718-729-3295. سافر بأمان مع أساد،
لأن راحتكم تهمنا.